Hi, thank you for watching Chittaruba Yoga and Fitness. My name is Laura Wilson, teaching you ways to modify exercises so everybody can find what works for them as far as working out. Today, we're going to be doing hip yoga. Yoga all for our hips. We're going to start standing so that we get a really good warm-up on our hips and get them ready for the deeper stretches that we're going to do. Have your nice sticky mat available. If you happen to have some blocks and a strap, we're going to do some stuff where you might find that helps you get a little deeper into the poses that we're working on. But they're not necessary. I will show you ways to modify. Of course, using a strap is a modification, but I can show you some other ways to modify too if you don't have a strap. Just get yourself together and grab your stuff if you need it. While you're getting ready, just a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. Ask your friends to subscribe to the channel for me as well. And hit that like button so more people on YouTube can find the video. And let me know if you like specific yoga workouts like this that target a particular area. We can target core, legs, upper body, heart opening, back bends, twists. We can focus our yoga on specific stuff, or we can keep it general like I normally do. So let me know in the comments what you prefer, please. Let's begin here. We're going to step out, and we're just going to start with some hip circles. Let's reverse that. And we're going to take this wide. All right, take it as wide as you're comfortable going, and we're going to shift side to side. Now we can bring this lower, hinging forward. We can even bring this to the floor. Just remember, the deeper you go, the more you're going to feel it. So I'm going to kind of bring it back up here. And then we can speed this up. Let's bring this to the center, forward fold. Already starting to open. Hinging this up, and we're actually going to do some forward and back flexion of our hip. So you can hold on to the wall if you wish, swinging our leg forward and back. This one is good for stimulating the circulation in our lower body. Let's take it to the other side. So our hips move forward and back, or flexion and extension. They move side to side, as we just did. Let's go back to those first hip circles, both feet on the floor. Our hip is also a ball and socket joint. Let's go the other way. So we can take circular movement. For instance, we can circle our knee backwards, working from our hip. We can circle this forward. Let's try the other leg. I think we did backward first. A good chance to see what's going on in our hips, forward movement. All right, so let's take this sideways on our mat, stepping out wide, and we'll lift our right toes, taking this to a warrior two, which opens our hips. We're not going to focus so much on what our arms do today, because we're looking at our hips. Let's straighten up, shift our hips, hinge forward, drawing this hip back as well. So a high triangle, back to warrior two. And let's take it to that triangle again, heart just pressing forward. And warrior two. Now we can tilt our upper body back, pressing down through this hip. Get a little more depth there. Let's turn this to the other side, warrior two. And we'll stick with a high triangle, shifting our hips back. Coming back to the warrior two. And the triangle, shifting the hips. And we'll come back to warrior two, adding that little side bend to wake up through here. Now let's turn this forward, coming back to that forward fold. let's go ahead and lunge this over to one side, keeping this knee back behind our toes. You are welcome to take this as deep as you want to go. All right, not everybody's going to go here, so I'll stay here. Let's take it to the other side, and just so that I'm balanced, I'll take it all the way down, and then stay in the middle. Let's bring this back to center and fold. Working our way up. Let's see if we can toe heel our feet in. That works some of that rotation of our hips. Let's take it out again. And then back in. So mark that out a little bit. Maybe get near the wall. We're going to shift over, lifting one leg up. And we're going to take, either just hold on to our thigh, take our leg out straight. Some of you are able to reach your big toe. Take it straight, but we can also use a strap or a belt around the arch of our foot. So these are just some variations, and you can always keep it lower. Nice thing about the strap. And then we're going to go out to the side. And of course, the closer our hand is to our foot, the deeper we're going to feel this. Strap is just an option. Again, we can take it here. Let's bring that in and switch sides. So again, lift up, hold your thigh, big toe. I'm liking the strap today, so I'm going to go back to that. Maybe. And let's take it out to the side. And we'll bring that down. Keep that strap handy. Just a little note there. Let's see if we can cross this over. Now, not everybody is going to go here, but we're just doing it as an assessment. We're not going to stay there. If you've had hip replacement, don't do this. Anything your doctor has said don't do it. All right, we're going to step out wide. We're going to come to a garland pose, which is just a squat. Everybody's going to get to a different level. I'm going to try to illustrate each one. First level is just pressing back in a high squat. We can keep hands at our legs, hands at our heart. Some of us might be able to get down to where our elbows are on our thighs or even in our thighs. Some of us can get even deeper, and you can use the floor for this, to our full garland pose. So just find whatever works for you. We'll stay there for a few breaths, a few seconds. And then we're just going to bring ourselves to the floor. If you're this deep, you can just roll back. If not, you can stand up, take a forward fold, and come down the normal way. And let's just take a couple of breaths here, whatever you need to do with your legs. And we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. Now here's a spot where we might use our blocks. I just naturally come right down, but most people don't. So you can actually rest your legs on those blocks if you want. We're going to hinge forward. Now this doesn't feel so good to me, so I'm going to go back. Like I said, my knees just go here. It's just how I am. So don't try to do what I'm doing. But it's just one of those things where I can't really do it the other way. It just doesn't feel right for my body. So we're all listening to our own body, doing what feels right for our body. Let's take one leg out to the side and come down the center and just see how that feels. Feels a little bit more through here on this leg, and I'm able to get a little deeper on this one than I could before. Well, actually I could, but let's lift this up, switch it out. And again, just notice the differences. Our hips are usually different from one another. So let's lift this up, bring it in again. And you like to have, you can also use rolled up towels or blankets or a couple of small cushions underneath your knees. Let's see if things are any different this time. They may or may not be. So let's come up from here, and we're going to come over onto our hands and knees just to look at opening up across the front of our hip. We're going to tell you what, let's come onto our side. Let's do something a little different today. Now let me decide which side I'm going to get on, because it's got weird. Alright, so we're going to bring one leg forward as we lie down on our side. And then our back leg is going to bend, and we can reach and hold our foot. This is another space where we can use that strap, hook it around your foot, and you can hold your foot this way. But the goal is to bring your foot in toward your bottom so you feel a stretch across the front of the thigh. And this will be the leg that's in the back. If we do a lot of walking, running, or sitting, we want to open up across the front of our thigh, the front of our hip. And if this feels good to you, you can stay here for a minute or two, or several. Pause and come back to it. Otherwise, we're going to switch to the other side. So hopefully you'll see a little better here. Front knee up in front. Hook this around. Maybe, maybe not. Drawing that foot in with the strap, or grabbing it. And again, if you get into this and want to stay here longer, pause and hang out. But when you're ready, we'll go ahead and sit this up, use that top hand, push up. Now let's bring this to easy seat with our right leg in front, and we'll give you several options on the legs. One is easy seat, hinging forward, feeling the hip of that front leg. You'll feel it more intensely if you can bring this calf on calf. Not everybody can go here though, so the easy seat is the option. Either way, we're going to hinge forward. And again, if you are in the stacked version like this, you're going to feel a little bit more on stretch on your piriformis, gluteus medius, your buttock muscles, which are your hip muscles. So we want to find a place where we can breathe here. And again, if you get into this and want to hold it longer, because this is a wonderful release, it's very good for aligning your hips and legs. It takes care of your knees and gets a really nice stretch there. You can hang out a little bit longer if you want. We're going to take this wide and then take our fingertips behind us so that we can roll open. So keeping our toes and knees toward the ceiling, let's roll this open across our heart. Feeling a little opening across our hips. Drawing our shoulder blades open. And let's release from here, coming in with that left leg in front for our easy seat and a hinge forward. Or if our legs will snap on this side, we'll put calf on top of calf and hinge forward. And just noticing what we feel on this side. Again, this pose is this is a variation on pigeon called double pigeon. Whenever we're in pigeons, we tend to notice one side more than the other. We always tend to feel it, or at least I do. We can tell which side we've worked more than the other, somehow. Making sure to breathe. this and do the same thing that we just did. Opening up, let's turn our fingertips away, bring them in toward our body, open across our heart and our hips. And let's release and just take a fold, letting our heart come toward our knee over one leg. And we'll keep our same side hand there. Let's open up, a little side bend, feeling this across the other hip now. So we're feeling the hamstrings and back of one hip, and then the side and top of the other hip. Hopefully this is bringing us some relaxation, release of old memories. Those get stored in our thighs and our hips, especially any childhood memories. Let's fold over the other leg. Keeping that same side hand there, let's open it up. I want to keep our legs wide. Let's do some circles again. You can bend your legs in if you prefer. Let's take this the other way. And just find whatever's comfortable. And let's close our eyes for a moment and just take an assessment of how this feels, how we are feeling. Allowing our hips to settle, stacking our shoulders over our hips. And just remembering to take some time each day to work on our hips. We do so much with them. They need a little break and a little revitalization, renewal, restoring. And I want to ask again if you'll let me know in the comments whether you prefer, body-specific or pose-specific yoga workouts, or if you like the full total body stuff. And I can plan my videos around that. Please do subscribe. Ask your friends to subscribe to the channel for me. I would really appreciate that. And hit that like button so other people who are on YouTube can find this video. See you next time.